Tonight's topic of discussion is how would you like to lose anywhere from 3 to 7% body fat in 6 weeks? That's right. You may be asking, is this even possible? Yes, it is. And when you're doing things correctly for your body, it's actually expected, plus some. So with your invitation, tonight I'm going to start breaking through some myths, and I'm going to answer 8 specific questions for you that are more than likely running through your head. I'm going to share with you some of my personal experiences, and I'm going to share with you the tools and the tactics necessary for you to thrive. And naturally, that's what you really desire, right? Of course, me too. So welcome, Miss Teresa Malacone Brown. If this is your first time, type first timer in the message box below. That way we can love on you and we can make sure you're taken care of. And if you're catching the replay, understand that I am extremely active on my Facebook page. So if you're responding to this a little bit later than Monday night, it's completely fine because I am in communication, with people all week long. So it's all good. Hey, JB, remember these? Clap it up. So, if you have any questions, feel free to post them. My amazing, awesome assistant, my left-hand lady, Jocelyn Britton, is on. She can help you to connect us if you have any questions. What's up, Miss Cynthia? Welcome back. Elizabeth, hi, Elizabeth. So, if this is your first time, just type first timer. If you're a veteran, just type a veteran. And there's Jocelyn's cell phone number. So, if you require speaking with me and getting connected with me to have a conversation or see how we can further your progress, then that's the best place to go. She knows how to get a hold of me the fastest. So just from a scale of 1 to 10, I am working on that, Steve. Maybe it's the stripes. You know what I mean? Yes, I am consistently losing weight and body fat. Losing body fat more importantly. My weight stays about 210 to 215. So here's my first question on the table for you. My first question is this. Are you currently having challenges getting your body to respond? Meaning, are you having problems with your body responding to dropping body fat, or your terminology may be losing weight? If you are having a problem with that, type yes. And I'm going to make a very clear distinction for you. There are 3 different types of weight that you can lose. One being muscle, the worst kind, water, and fat. Most people think when they're losing weight, if they're doing a crash dieting or they're on some type of program where they're extremely calorically deficient and restricted and they're doing high amounts of activity or maybe starving or whatever, a lot of people have a bad misconception that they are losing weight. They have a bad misconception thinking that is good weight, because that is not necessarily accurate. If you are losing weight and you lose 4 or 5 pounds in one day, I assure you that is not all body fat. So allow me to share some things with you now that I think you will find it very useful and very helpful. Hey, Danny. So here's number 1. 1 pound of fat burns, cancel. 1 pound of fat contains 3,500 calories of energy in 1 pound of fat, which means you either A, get to create a deficit from 500 to 1,000 calories a day of what you're eating versus what it takes for your body to burn, and you're doing some form of activity, so maybe you're creating an extra 500 calories of burning, which equates to only 1,500 calories that you are down. That doesn't equate to a full pound, does it? No. Now here's the important part. If you are doing a ketogenic or an Atkins-based diet and you are very carbohydrate restricted, what happens is your body will hold 2.7 grams of water per gram of carbohydrates. Why is that important, Brian? Here's why that's important. Because you have a lot of these advertisements going on from gurus and from people on fad diets that say, hey, lose 5 to 6 pounds in 3 or 4 days. I always say 5 to 6 pounds of what? Muscle? I have no interest in that. Water? I have no interest in that. Body fat? I'm open-minded and highly doubtful that's even possible. Okay? So what I'm saying is this: when you are on a very low caloric diet and you're on a very carbohydrate restricted diet, which is what a lot of the fads are nowadays, your body's going to lose a lot of water. That does not mean you're losing body fat, and that does not mean you're getting healthier. So with that in mind, allow me to present my training to you. More than likely, this will be a 2 or a 3-part series. I haven't decided that yet. We'll see how tonight goes. So I'm going to basically pull out all the stops. I'm going to pull out all the myths. I'm going to answer a lot of questions that I had when I was doing this. I'm going to answer a lot of questions I've had from clients and from people just from being in the industry as long as I have. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to shed some light on each one of these questions. I'm going straight through my notes. If you do not have my notes, you are missing out. I have a ton of extremely valuable information in my notes. In order for you to get my notes, you get to be on our email list. They go out once a week. They go out, or at least my notes go out on Mondays and Wednesdays. So if you're not on our list and you would like to, you can connect with Jocelyn. My assistant is on here. She can get you connected, and that way you can stay plugged in and you can get all our notes and get our information that I send out. And I take time to put my notes together for a specific purpose. One of those purposes specifically is with you in mind, so that you get a ton of free value. Allow me to explain something to you. My clients pay me well over multiple thousands of dollars a month to work with them on a one-on-one level. What you are getting is the same information I am giving to them to you. So my invitation to you is this, is to trust me. It's to follow my advice. It's to give yourself permission to get out of your own way. You do not know it all, just like I do not know it all. I am learning consistently every day. I have dramatically changed my belief systems from one year to the next. So my invitation to you is this: give yourself permission to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because that is the only way you're going to consistently grow. That is the only way you're going to find the keys to your castle and to have the combination unlocked so you can truly feel great in your clothes and feel even better without them. And let's be honest, who on here does not want to feel better naked? Right, not a one of you. So everybody's on the same page with that in mind. Get a sip of water. So, with that in mind, if you have not, I would really appreciate it if you shared. That is the best way you can help me. And most importantly, that's the best way that you can help your brothers and sisters out there that are looking for the truth. And honestly, my only interest and my only outcome for doing my trainings and anytime I share information publicly is because it's the truth. It's the truth from what I've experienced. It's the truth from what God puts on me and puts through me so you can use it and experience it. And here's the thing. There is so much information out there. I completely understand. Completely understand. I have well over 100,000 hours invested in my own skill sets and knowledge. And there is a ton of stuff I do not know. And that's okay. And honestly, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you're not where you would like to be, because if it was easy, take a look around. Next time you're in public, you tell me how many people are actually in shape, and then you tell me how many people are actually out of shape. That number is dramatically in the negative direction. So with that in mind, allow me to share some very valuable wisdom with you tonight. I invite you to participate. I invite you to ask questions. I invite you to answer questions, because if you continue to do the same thing, you will continue to get the same results. The only time you are going to change is when you are doing different things. Hey, Carrie. I appreciate you, Danny. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we're going to sub Miss Jennifer Cole. So we're going to start right now on number 1. And here's the thing. We're going to go down the row and I'm going to answer all these questions. I'm going to ask them for you first to kind of pre-frame this. For those of you that are just popping on, we're starting on number 1 on my notes. I appreciate you. If this is your first time and you're just popping on, type in first timer so that we can make sure you're taken care of. And so my veterans can love on you, because you're in a very amazing group of people here. We have an amazing tribe, an amazing family of really super authentic people, and that's the way that we choose to keep it. So welcome aboard. We appreciate you newcomers, and just welcome, enjoy yourself. Tie your shoes up, put your pants on tight, and let's get ready to roll. Okay, so here we go. So number one, do you have the question? What's up, Yoli? Do you have the question, are you not sure where to start? What's up, Erica? Question number one. What's up, Jamie? Are you not sure where to start? That's question number one. If you are not sure where to start, type a yes. Hey, Julie. Julie Jackson Jones, Triple J. We got a new nickname. We appreciate you, Julie. So the question on the table, number one, is, are you not sure where to start? If you're not sure where to start, and this applies to you, just type a yes. My trainings are always fully interactive, so expect to answer questions. That way I can specifically help you. What's up, Joanne? And that way I can make sure that you get taken care of. So question number one, not sure where to start. Question number two, not sure what to do. If you're not sure what to do, type a yes. Not sure what to do, type a yes. All right, so we got some yeses rolling in from number one. I appreciate your participation, and most importantly, your great self appreciates your participation, because that's the only way I can truly help you, is for you to show up fully as yourself. All right, so question number two, not sure what to do. I understand that. I'm like that all the time. All right, question number three, not sure how to decipher what's right from what's wrong, or how to understand what's the truth for you. That's a for sure. So let's ask this question, okay? Are you not quite sure what to decipher? What is the truth for you? Because understand, one person's poison can be another poison's one person's poison can be another person's pleasure. That was a little tricky, right? Okay, one person's poison can be another another person's pleasure, okay? And I say that to say this, because not a single one of us on here is exactly the same, okay? The only thing that matters is ultimately, that's a lot of stuff. I'll have to read that in a little bit, Cynthia. It's a longer question. The only thing that really matters is for you to start somewhere and to give yourself permission to move forward. And we're going to talk about that tonight, because honestly, there's a lot of truth in all of it. Just because someone may not have truth or may not have an outcome or results with a certain methodology does not mean that it does not have some truth to it. It's a matter of finding the combination that works for you in your body. And naturally, you would agree with that, right? Of course, me too. Okay, so number four, not sure who to trust for information. I understand that. There's so much of it out there. I only take in information from a few different people, because there's so much stuff out of there. I'm very selective with who I take information, and especially if I'm learning a new skill set, I won't take in any other information or wisdom outside of that specific skill set, so I'm not convoluting my mind and my brain set, so I can be super single focused on one specific thing. Like when I was doing symptom and disease reversal nutrition, I sunk about a good 6,000 to 8,000 hours in that stuff before I started looking at body language. Like, thank God body language and all my disease reversal nutrition stuff had about a 4 or 5 year gap in between, because there's no way in the world that I would have been able to put down body language because of how geeked out I get about it and just understanding that. So my invitation to you is this: allow me to support you. Give yourself permission to give me 1% of your trust now, and undoubtedly I will earn the other 99. Because make no mistake, I am extremely picky with who and where I get information from. So the teachers and the people that I have in my life that support me and provide value in my life are grade A, double A, triple A, whatever you choose to call them. They are super amazing human beings with amazing wisdom, and I highly revere and support and love the gentlemen and the gentle ladies that I learn from, specifically being my coaches. So just trust me on that note. All right, so here you go. Number 5. you can't seem to drop your weight. And I'm going to say body fat. The only reason I said weight was so that I can connect with you, because that's what most people talk about. They're like, man, I can't drop my weight. But what about this? What if you got on the scale you got on a scale every day for a month and your weight was exactly the same, and at the end of that month or at the end of every week, you ended up losing 1 to 2 or 3% body fat? Do you have any idea how that would show up in your body and in your clothes and how you would feel? Just because you're not losing weight does not mean that you are not getting leaner. A lot of what my body is doing now is maintaining the same weight and actually getting leaner. That just means that I'm putting on muscle tissue about the same rate as I'm losing body fat. And for those of you who do not understand this, people, you can put on muscle tissue and drop body fat at the same time. And a lot of time, that's exactly what happens when you start doing a nutritional program. Okay? Hey, Adele. What's up, Miss Lorianne? All right, so everybody's good so far? All right, so here we go. Number 6, you can't seem to reverse your medications or your symptoms. I see this a lot. This is one of my favorite things to do, is to help people. One of my gifts is to empower people with the wisdom and the skill sets necessary for them to create their own rockin' body of health. Meaning, I teach them to understand what foods God put on the planet for them to thrive, and their body naturally gets healthier and it basically heals itself. I am not a healer. I am a teacher. I am a messenger, not even a public speaker. I just share my message. I share my message with what God's blessed me with. I share my message of what I've been through in my life. And I share what I've seen to work with over 70,000 people. And it never matters what I say. It's always a matter of what the data says. What does your body fat meter say? Let's figure that part out, because it doesn't matter what I think at all. Okay? All right, so I appreciate all of you for being extremely active. If you have not shared, please share. There's nothing more you could do to thank me, and most importantly, not even about me. You're going to be able to support your brothers and sisters that need to hear this information to empower their health and to reclaim their life and get it out of the system, because the system is not going to do much to help them to get out of it. It's more of a trap to get you in it and keep you in it, unfortunately. And I'm just being Brian with you, and I appreciate your open-mindedness. Okay, so number 7. Can't seem to get off the yo-yo. For those of you that know me, you know I've been 250 pounds 3 different times. I've been suicidal. I've had crazy experiences in my life. And just so you know, I am a fat kid at heart. For those of you that are just joining me, you may not know this, but a lot of you that are veterans do. You know that I had a family meeting with my family, and we agreed that I could put a lock on my refrigerator at night, on my refrigerator and my pantry, because I have a nasty habit of getting up 3 or 4 or 5 times a night and eating. Yeah, go figure. And I'm being completely Brian with you, Danny. That's what you should do. And I'm telling you this because, look, I am by far perfect, and I am more likably flawed. Okay, I may be something that you can relate with and understand the troubles and the tragedies that I've had and what I've done to get out of it and what I've done to be able to get in great shape and to consistently stay in great shape. So when I say great shape for me, that's anywhere from 10% body fat and lower. My ideal is about 6%, and that's what I'm working towards now. It is completely doable. Once you have the right combination and you give yourself permission to be consistent and to walk yourself down into that condition, your body is designed to live in that condition. I'm not depriving myself of anything. I have fats every day. I have carbohydrates every day. I had pizzas this weekend. I had sweets this weekend. I had fruits. I'm not deprived of anything. And when you are doing what's necessary for you, you will also not be deprived of anything. Okay? Buying a bolt. Maybe I'll get some bolts and get my name engraved on the Brian Johnson bolt. Keep you doing it up. Hey, Ruthie. Welcome. Trying to multitask. You should not. It does not exist. That means you're going to suck at doing both things instead of being really great at doing one. All right, so number 8. Here we are. Ready? I'm going to go back and start answering these questions in a second. We're just doing a little overview now to get everyone on the same page, all right? So question number 8. Have you tried everything and nothing seems to work? I hear this often, and I've often even said that myself, but I really thought about it. I'm like, look. I said, look, if you tried everything, your ass would be in shape. Because there is a combination that works for you. We just get to find it. Okay? We just get to find it. The key is also making sure that you're being realistic about your goals. Like, listen, if you're 30 years post graduating high school and you were 120 pounds in high school and you're like 280 right now, maybe a good goal for you right now is 200. When you get down to 200, then maybe you look at 180. There's different ways to set yourself up for success, but here's the deal. You get to set the rules up to where they work for you. Here's the deal for me. A rule for me, I used to have rules that did not serve me. So I was blessed to be able to understand that I can change them. Maybe your rules are off, which means if you have a rule that doesn't serve you and you fail on that rule, you automatically condemn yourself. Your body thinks that it's in trouble, so therefore you start sabotaging. You start having triggers that pop up, and you start eating foods that are not on your list. And next thing you know, you're like, oh, screw it. I've already eaten one thing off, so I'm just going to go ahead and screw the rest of my day off, rather than saying, pop, stop. I recommit to my diet, and I give myself permission to forgive myself. And then you're back on track. Because here's the thing. Every second and every minute, you are having a choice to make. That choice is either going to add up to you being successful or it's not. Plain and simple. So the key is getting clear on what you're actually looking to create for yourself, creating a support system around that, and then creating a game plan. Checking your body fat every week so you can see what's going on internally. You can use that data to make decisions rather than being an emotional decision maker with a really, it's not even an emotional decision. It's a decision based off of empirical data that you get when you check your body fat, so you can see whether your body fat's changing or it's not. You get that information and you use it to start creating and changing your structure up of your program. Okay? Everyone good so far? I appreciate you. I appreciate all of your engagement. And if you have not shared, please do. And the reason why I keep saying that is because every time I do, someone else shares it and someone else gets helped. My whole outcome in my life is to serve 200 million people, and there's no way I will be able to do it without you. So I really appreciate you. And I am committed to having you as my ally. All right, so here you go. So it's important for you to understand that I, too, have been through every one of those questions 1 through 8. Okay? I've been through all these. And with your permission, I'm going to share with you my short story so you understand where I'm coming from. So you can connect and relate to me and understand that, look, I have been through the trenches with all of these multiple times. Not just in theory. This is practical application, which is where a lot of my knowledge comes from. It's from experience. It's not philosophy. Okay, I've been in the ditches and been in the trenches and worked through all this stuff myself. Had coaches that I paid a lot of money to. A lot of it, right? So for those of you that maybe just hopped on, just so you understand, I have been 250 pounds 3 different times. I have been a very active person in my life. I started lifting weights when I was 7 years old with my dad. I literally had a gym membership to World's Gym in the 5th grade where I worked out with my older brother. I grew up around bodybuilding and watching Pumping Iron and just loving the whole thing about understanding what to do to make your body work for you and how to change it. I also got punched in the face a lot when I was little, multiple times. Used to get picked on a lot because I had an older brother. So I automatically had a natural instinct towards desiring to eat to get bigger. Some people live to eat and other people eat to live. I live to eat. Sprinkle them with eating to live. More importantly, I'm eating to live now. Sprinkle them with a little bit of living to eat. Okay, so we'll talk about my water in a little bit. because we're going to talk about that. So the key is this, is like no matter where you're at on your journey, understand, I love you, God loves you. Give yourself permission to love yourself. If you do not do that, you might as well hit stop on my recording and my player right now. Because if you do not, you're going to waste every bit of your time because you're going to be emotionally out of alignment with everything that I'm talking about. And when people come to me for weight loss, it's never about their food. It's about the emotional self-sabotage that's creating the pancreas situation, that's creating the adrenal situation, that's creating the thyroid situation, that's got their weight all out of whack. The doctors got them on medications. And honestly, there was an experience that happened emotionally that created the experience first, that then turned into a physical symptom experience or dis-ease because the emotional experience was not resolved within the individual. Look, we are all on our human experience. My human experience has led me to be formerly suicidal when I was 20, formerly obese 3 different times, formerly high on lots of drugs, even invested 7 months of my life behind bars. So whatever I'm telling you right now is because I have experienced it, and I am, by the grace of God, standing here or sitting in my chair at my house enjoying our amazing conversation with you right now on this vehicle called Facebook. Make no mistake, I ran out of luck a long time ago. I am blessed and on purpose and on point with what I'm doing with you here tonight and just in general. So if you have any questions on what that is for you and wondering what your plan and purpose is, maybe there's some things I can do to help you out. And understand, I'm not here to point fingers. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to love and to share it with you. And to whatever I have that God has blessed me with out of all the time and all the accredited institutes that I've got hanging on my wall and hanging in my brain, it's all yours. So give yourself permission to receive it, okay? So here we go. Number 1. We're starting on number 1. Starting to answer the questions now, okay? If you have not shared, please do. I appreciate you. So here you go. And for my first timers, make sure you type first timer. That way we can make sure you're loved on. Okay, so number 1, not sure where to start. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share with you exactly what I do. I'm going to share with you exactly what my paying clients do with me. Here's the thing. More than likely, statistically speaking, although I have a great feeling that you are going to be on point, because if you're watching my video, you are serious about your life, you are serious about how you show up, and you are serious about your health and wellness. Naturally, we can agree on that, right? Of course. So here's what that means. I use the app called MyFitnessPal. Now, allow me to explain something to you. For the longest time, I did not desire to track my calories. I did not want to write all that stuff down. I was like, God, what a pain in the ass. I don't want to do that. It seems like such a pain. Honestly, it was the best thing I could have ever done, because it was that experience and doing that that really broke me out of my pattern and helped me to understand where I was off my mark. Because let's face it, if I could show you some very basic habits that if you execute, you will get into amazing shape. When I'm talking about amazing shape, allow me to explain to you some shape that I've been into before to give you some perspective. I remember one time when I was about 190 to 195 pounds, I was doing something, going to the pool. I was in the bathroom. I had shorts and stuff on, but I looked down and I had abs that just went so much so that I had to pull the skin up to shave any hair that I had growing in my abdominals. Now, freakiest stuff I had ever seen, because I had never seen it on myself. Now, WIIFM, what's in it for me? That's a great question, because here's what's in it for you. You have the exact potential that I do. You have the exact abdominals that I do. You are a human being. You have everything that you need to be successful. You just need to have a guide. You need to have an open mind. You need to have someone who's been through the trenches to help you do the same thing. Did you ever hear me say in that sentence it was going to be easy? No. If it was easy, everyone would be in shape. That's another one of the reasons why it feels so great to be in great shape, because I assure you, write this down, nothing tastes as good as being lean feels. I'm going to say that again. Nothing tastes as good as being lean feels. What exactly does that mean? What it means is you're going to feel so much better when you are in your bathing suit, when you're in your clothes, when you're walking around the house in your underwear with your partner, or whatever you choose to do. I assure you, trust me on this. I've been fat and I've been shredded lean multiple times in both of them, and I'll choose being lean every day. Here's some interesting things for you too. If you have never been in great shape, allow me to share something with you right now, and I'm going to be very Brian with you, okay? This is a real deal. I tell my guy clients and my lady clients, look, if you've never been in shape before, your life is going to change, and there's things you need to be very aware of. If you are in a relationship and you have not been lean before, you're going to have people hitting on you, guys and girls both, okay? You're going to have people talking to you and communicating with you differently. And what I mean by that is this. If you do not have your head on straight, and you are not connected with God, and you are not fundamentally solid in your beliefs, your actions, and your behaviors, you will experience some major turmoil. Because there are a lot of very attractive men and women in the world. And when you have not had that type of attention before, because you have not been in that type of physical condition, my promise to you is this. It will show up. And if you are not good at handling temptation, and you are not rooted in yourself, rooted in God, and rooted in your relationship, you're going to have some very interesting experiences on your hand. And I tell you that because I tell all my clients this. Because look, if you have not done this before, these are some things you need to start prepping for now, so that you can enjoy yourself, you can enjoy your success, and you can grow even a stronger bond with your partner or with yourself. So just understand that. That was a caveat. That was not on our list. And here we go on the next one, okay? So we're still on number 1. I use MyFitnessPal. It's free. You can go download it on your phone right now for free. You can track all of your food. There's a little barcode, so you can scan the barcodes of your foods, and it helps you to upload everything in there so you understand where you're at. Because here's the deal. If you're truly choosing to get in shape and you don't understand where you're at, it's impossible to understand where you're trying to go. It's about the little things. Measuring your food, knowing how much food you're getting. It's about measuring these things so you understand exactly where you're at. Okay? So that's MyFitnessPal. So your number 1 action so far is to download the app called MyFitnessPal. It's completely free. You can pay an extra $49 if you choose to have a few more of the features, which I did because I like them and I use it. It's easier to make decisions for me. So I use that. Okay? Awesome, Jennifer. I know you do. Okay, here's the next one. The next thing is, I'm still on number 1. I'm still answering questions number 1 of not sure where to start. Here's where you start. Okay, I also, on my notes, there is a link to a Tanita machine, which is an at-home body fat measuring device that you stand on that gives you your data. This is important. If you do not have a way to track your data, you are wasting your time. Do not, I'm going to repeat this, do not base your success on what the scale is telling you. Do not base your success on what the scale is telling you. You must have a way to consistently check your body fat every 7 days. Why every 7 days? Because this. How much better would you feel if you checked your body fat in 7 days and realized that something was off and you could make an easy adjustment and you would be back on top in half a day? Or do you like scenario B better? How about you go for a month and you're not checking your body fat but once every month, and you realize when you get a month down the road, you've been burning nothing but muscle tissue and your weight's gone up. How would you like that? How would you like to realize you just wasted 3.5 weeks of your time, hardcore energy, and all of the focus and potential that went into that? How would you feel about that? Horrible. It sucks. That's the reason why I'm telling you to do it every 7 days, because you can actually do that. Okay? Next thing. Get your blood work done. We're going to go for about another probably 5 or 10 minutes. Get your blood work done, meaning check your hormones out. Get your thyroid levels done. Get your free-range testosterone done. Get your estrogen. Get your progesterone. Get your blood levels done. It's just like getting a tune-up on your car. Very important. You would not drive your car across country and not take it to the shop to get it checked out and to get everything up to speed, would you? Of course not. Your body's the same way. Make sure you take care of it. If you're not taking care of it, that means more than likely that you have some sabotage belief systems. Some I don't love myself, some I'm not good enough, some I've got some unforgiveness towards some people in my life, which also is representative of you personally. Whatever that means, get your blood work done. Okay? Now we're on question number 2. We're going to start putting the answers to this. BMI is a waste of time. Thank you for saying that, Carrie. Do not use the BMI. I am obese according to BMI standards. BMI is crap. If you're going to check your body fat, use your body fat percentage. Do not, I'm going to repeat, do not use BMI. BMI does not give you any education on what's going on internally. Like I said, I am obese according to BMI standards, and I am by far in the peak 0.01% of body fat percentages of people on our planet, really. And you can do the same thing. So do not use your BMI. Use your body fat percentage. There's a scale that I have a link in my notes that you can get in my notes. There's a link in there where you can get that scale. I think it's about a $120 investment. And it's worth it because, look, if you have something to consistently check your data, then you've got something to base your decisions off of. That is the key. This is not an emotional decision. Strictly logical, strictly data-driven. That's it. Anything else should be out the window. That's why you have a coach like I do. I have multiple coaches specifically because even though I know better, I still can find myself getting involved in the emotional alchemy of it, and that's not really great for my well-being by any means, okay? Okay, so number 2, we're going to start talking about question number 2 now. Not sure what to do. You're welcome, young lady. So here's my opinion. I personally think that balance is the key, meaning having proteins, having carbs, and having fats. You're going to see a lot of stuff out there that talks about ketosis, and I believe there is some benefits to ketosis. I also believe there's some benefits to being mainly vegetarian and eating fish and dropping meat and having meat on some occasions. Like I said, balance. It's about finding what combination works best for you, and most importantly, just starting somewhere. Okay, so in my notes, here's what I have. I actually talk about my macronutrient breakdown, which means I talk about my proteins, fats, and carbs so you can understand. If you're going to MyFitnessPal, you can enter your own information in there. Here's what mine looks like, okay? So my macronutrient profile, anytime you hear the word macro, think large. Large meaning protein, carbs, and fats. Micro is vitamins, minerals, and enzymes. Okay, right now we're talking macro. Your macronutrient profile is, out of this whole 100%, 50% of mine comes from protein, 30% comes from fats, and this other 20% comes from carbohydrates. That's my profile right now. Okay, that's what my body seems to be functioning best off of, and that may change. As I get down to 6% body fat, I may boost my fats up even higher and drop my proteins down lower because I'm not requiring that extra protein to drop my body down because I'm pulling out fats or carbs. So there's definitely some different methodologies to get certain places that sometimes you get to shift that along the way. Okay? So here's stuff for me. So my current level of calories is at 1900. Like I said, I've got 50% protein, 30% fat, 20% carbs, and to kind of give you an idea, I'm about 212 pounds at 500 or 5'10", and about 8.5 to probably 9.5% body fat, depending upon what little device you're using. Okay, and I have typically about 3 different devices that I use, so I can see how much I'm fluctuating. There's some of these machines, like the ones that we use a lot of, also will measure your water levels, which means that if you do this in the morning when you're dehydrated, don't. Because what happens is typically every night when we go to sleep, you're going to expel 2 liters of water just through breathing purposes, okay? So what that means is this. If you were to get on your machine in the morning that measures your body fat and uses electrical impulse, all the water that's out of your system would originally be stored in your muscle tissue. So what happens is when you get on your scale and you're dehydrated, your body, the machine, counts your muscles as being depleted and gone away, and as your body fat being higher, which is obviously not ideal. Okay? So here's a couple things that I do on workouts within question number 2, and we're going to call it a night on that one. Okay? So here you go. My encouragement to you is this. Find something that you love doing. This is a lifestyle. This is a lifelong journey. So liking what you do is absolutely imperative for your ability to be consistent. My favorite ways of exercise are kickboxing and boxing, jiu-jitsu, and Pilates. That's my 3 to 4 favorites. I lift weights on occasions, maybe once or twice a week. I don't love it near as much as I do the others. So find what works for you and just be consistent with it. Okay? That's really the key. So that's where we're going to pause tonight. We've got a whole session number 2, probably number 3. So let me give you a forecast of what's coming up next. We're going to decipher. We're going to start on question number 3 next time. We're going to talk about not sure how to decipher what's from wrong. I'm going to talk about some things that I use to help you make some better decisions. We're going to talk about not sure who to trust, where your information is coming from. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about why you can't seem to drop your weight. And then we've got a few more. But then what we're going to do is we're going to get into some actual foods, so you can start understanding what foods do what, how you can use those to empower your health and empower your life, to balance your blood sugars and all that stuff. So naturally, make sure you join me Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you would like to have a conversation with me to talk about your results and to speed your progress up, message myself or Jocelyn, and we can set up a call to chit-chat to see how and when and in what ways we can support you. So have an amazing day. I appreciate your participation tonight as always. And remember, if you don't make time for your wellness, you will make time for your illness. Have a great night. Bye-bye.